Training Talks on Billingham Stars TV with Stars captain Michael Alder. Looking back on a weekend, probably one of the best and most frustrating weekends, playing so well against the Solihull Sharks for 125 minutes and coming up short. Have you had time to think back on what happened on Friday and Saturday?
Yeah, first and foremost, obviously, congratulations to Solihull for cup winners and on the night it turned out to be league winners as well. But yeah, look, it was a heartbreaking way to lose. And I think Martin Grubb said in one of his interviews, good teams find a way to win. And they, on the night, found a way to win. Obviously, it wasn't the fairy tale ending that we would have liked, but you know, it was a humbling experience. We've got a lot to be proud of, but there's also a lot of room there for improvement, a lot of room for growth. It's another experience under a lot of our lads' belts. So yeah, like you say, we've taken a lot of positives from it, and yeah, we just move forward, and we've got another shot this season still for another silverware. So that's our main focus now.
I mean, we said before the cup final that the two teams were the two form teams in the division, and it would likely be an all-out kind of tie over the two legs. I don't think anybody expected it to be as fast and furious on Friday night, and then as level. And Saturday perhaps wasn't quite as fast, but it was end to end. It was tight. It was just a great from the stands. It was a fantastic spectacle. Were you able to appreciate that from being involved, or was it something you had to kind of see afterwards?
I think a bit of both. You obviously, the support up there on Friday night was absolutely incredible, and look, I think our changing room was right below the block of fans, and we heard them all the way through, before the game, after the game. So that was that really did spur the lads on. We found ourselves in a position on Friday night where we were 5-1 down, and a lot of people probably would have thought we were dead and buried in the water. So I kept saying to everyone on the bench, and everyone kept saying, we just can't give up. We've got to focus on what we can control, and what we can control is going out there and giving 110% every shift. And we know that over the past our 9-game stretch of wins going into it, that what's got us success is hard work. So that's all we could control. We were going out there, we were giving it our all, and yeah, like you saw, we clawed a few goals back. I think it was 5-3 going the last period. And I think if you stop the game there, I think I would have been happy coming back to Billingham with only 2 goals deficit. But yeah, we came out on the third again, just preaching the same thing, just hard work, and we got those 2 goals back, and Finn tied it up with a minute left or so, and no, it was an incredible night, an incredible effort to go up there and go toe to toe with the best team in the league.
And then to bring it back here to the Forum, the stands are pretty much full. Half an hour before puck drop, the place was absolutely bouncing. You get the go-ahead goal, place kind of goes up another level. Again, from an atmosphere point of view, probably one of the best nights has been in the Forum for a good number of years.
Absolutely, yeah. Look, again, we knew that coming home on the bus on Friday night, we knew that it was going to be. We knew that we were going to have a good turnout on the Saturday. Our fans haven't let us down all season. We knew they weren't going to let us down on Saturday, and it was those games that you live to be a hockey player. You live to play in those type of games. It hasn't been like that over the past few seasons, so you've got to take every moment when it comes to you. And yeah, it was a great game to be a part of. Like you say, we took the early lead. I think that's probably where we've taken the most experience from this weekend, is managing emotions. I suppose in situations like that, you can't get too high, and you can't get carried away with yourself. But also, like on Friday night when we were 5-1 down, you can't get too low. You've got to manage your emotions, and you've got to keep a cool head at all times, and that's what we were preaching to the team all game. You know, if we knew Solway, they were going to come down here and throw the kitchen sink at us, we knew that. We were prepared for it, and yeah, we were we were 59 minutes and 33 seconds away from it, but 27 seconds left. They found a way to score a goal, and all credit them.
Have you had a chance to kind of talk with the team? Because we'll come on to Sunday night in a minute, because that was another kind of level you had to find. But on Saturday night in the aftermath, what was the thing? What was the dressing room like? Was there any kind of instant reaction, or did you just kind of have to let it fester over a few days?
No, Rob came in and said a few words. Obviously, there's nothing that you can say that's going to make it instantly feel better. It's everyone's got their own way of dealing with emotions, and yeah, the life was sapped out of everyone on Saturday night. And I think I've said this before. We're in a process here at Billingham. You've got to trust the process, and I think it obviously started last year, but I think a big turning point was the Widnes game last year. I think if we didn't beat Widnes in the playoffs, no one probably would have said nothing, and we would have just gotten brought off as a development season. But we came and we beat Widnes 8-1 at home, and then we went down and got the job done, and then we went to the playoff final. So that was obviously the first step in the process. And this year, obviously, we've had our rivals. We were Whitley. Whitley have had the upper hand. And that's another hurdle that we've overcome this year, is to get that monkey off our back. And obviously, I think the Whitley games go down as it's who's going to be mentally prepared for those games that's going to be the winning 9 times out of 10. Again, that was another hurdle off our back. Another hurdle we jumped. Sorry. This weekend was just another part of the process. We haven't played for a trophy like that in a few years. This team hasn't played for a trophy, and we've gained a lot of experience from it. Obviously, yeah, it's heartbreaking at the time, and you can't really. There's nothing I can say to the team that's going to make them. It's going to put everything right, but you've got to believe in everything that you do, and you've got to trust the process. You've got to believe that you're doing the right things in training Wednesday, Thursday, and I believe that we are on the right track. But it's not ending there. We haven't accomplished anything yet. We've come close, 27 seconds away, but we haven't accomplished anything yet. So we want to. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and we haven't beaten Solihull yet. Like I said, we've got another chance. So yeah, it does take its time to process. But like you said, I think the best thing for us was having that game on Sunday.
Yeah. We'll talk about Sunday then, because sort of 14, 15 hours after the final hooter here, and you were back at the Forum getting on a bus to go down to Solihull, which isn't say this the right way, it's not the nicest of places to play, with the netting and everybody's right on top of you. So, and it's a Sunday night, and it's a 3-3, and it's on the back of the cup final. So to pull yourselves together and put that effort in on Sunday night is kind of another level of performance that you had to find.
Yeah, it was a grind. It was the whole day was a grind, to be honest, for everyone. Obviously, we were missing a few bodies, but I think that was the best thing for us, was to have a game on Sunday, and it was still a hugely important 2 points for us. Do you know what I mean? Solway are chasing us down in the league. It was still all to play for, 2nd, 3rd, 4th place. Those standings aren't secured yet between us, Solihull and Whitley. So yeah, I knew obviously Solihull's, like you said, it's not the nicest place to go to. It's always a tough game. And I thought the first 20 minutes down there, I thought it wasn't the prettiest of hockey, I've got to say, but look, the lads never gave up. We got out of the 20, and I think after that first 20, we started to find our game again. I think once the legs got going, we started to move the puck around a bit, and obviously you do start getting into the flow of things again. Obviously Solihull went ahead, but we never gave up, like we haven't done all season. So to come out of there with a 2-1 win after the weekend we'd had, after the effort that we'd put in, obviously it was just a monumental task and a monumental effort, and honestly, couldn't be prouder of the team, and onwards and upwards.
You say about the standings, obviously, it kept us in second place. Wilty did slip up on Saturday night, so it's back in the mix for second place. It could be, by the time this weekend's finishing, it could be in our own hands to finish in second. And that's kind of just, it's taking the cup final out. That's 10 league wins on the spin, which is, again, keeping that momentum going. You've turned around the road form, and now you've got two games left in the league. You've got Solihull coming in here on Saturday, and then you've got the away game to Nottingham to finish the regular season on a high and take that momentum into the postseason.
Absolutely, yeah. We've spoken about it. Obviously, I know everyone says that we're us and Solway are the two informed teams, but being an informed team doesn't give you the right to win a game. You've still got to turn up, and you've still got to beat the team in front of you, which is what we preach every day. So yeah, we go to work on Saturday against Solihull at home. Last home game of the season, or last home game of the regular season. We want to put a show on. We want to make it a convincing win. That's not just going to happen. Again, it's hard work, and everyone knows that. And like you say, it's we'd like to keep it in our own hands to finish in second place, and keep the momentum going. And it's obviously going to be a tough season in the playoffs. I think every team this year has beaten everyone, so there's going to be no easy matchup. But obviously, playoff hockey is the tightest game of hockey you're going to play in. So we're looking forward to it. Whoever we get, whatever the matchup is, we're going to feel confident. But again, it's just going to be another 2 hard games of hockey to make it through to the Manchester final, where we can't get carried away that we would like the matchup against Solway, but who's to say that we deserve the right to do that? Obviously, no team is going to give us they're going to give us the respect, but they're not going to give us the win. So we've just got to go out there, make sure we do a job, and keep going.
And just we talked about it a few times as well, kind of the atmosphere around not just the team, but the atmosphere around the club. We talked about in the build-up of the cup final how we've had new fans coming in, kind of throughout the season. Social media in the build-up to the final was kicking off in a good way. That continued over the finals weekend. It even brought yourself made a post on Twitter after the final. Other players were kind of coming out, and it kind of just shows the togetherness between the fans and the players and the staff, and everybody's kind of pulling together, to use one of Fozzie's phrases. Everybody's pulling on the same rope to achieve the same goals.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, that's part of the process, is building a culture. You've got to build the right culture, whether that be from the top right the way down. It's got to be a culture that's built from off the ice, from Alan, general manager, from all the way down to myself, Chris, James, as a senior players on the team. You've got to drive that culture every day, and you've got to make sure that. And I think Martin Grubbs alluded to this. You've got to hold yourself to high standards. Look, yes, we've had an amazing weekend, but we've got to that can't be a one-off. You've got to hold yourself to high standards. You've got to want to do that every week. And I think that's something that I've kind of been guilty of this year, is when we play when we have those games where you play not a strong side, and it ends up being 8-1, 9-1 in the third period. It's not quite the way you want to play. I'll say to the team all the time, like, we can't be happy with that. We can't be satisfied with just going out there and winning 9-1. It's not to say that you want to go out there and completely embarrass the team. You just got to hold yourself to high standards, and as soon as you start building that culture, it rubs off on everyone, and everyone, like you say, starts pulling on the same rope. Everyone buys into the process, and it just makes everyone's lives easier. So yeah, obviously it was great to see new fans down on Saturday night. I can't promise them every game's going to be like that. So my apologies if it's not going to be like that every week. But look, that's when you have new fans coming to a cup final game, and you want to put your best foot forward. You want some kids to be inspired, that want to come down, put the skates on, and that's what we've. And obviously, it was great to have the under 10s out there on the Saturday night. They're the future of the team. that's something that we look to build on. We try to get out on the ice as much as possible as senior role players. We've got to inspire this future generation. So we are doing our best to create a long lasting culture, and long may it continue.